Jamaica, and it was, you know, poor, third world country, third world type of thing. But as the children went to foreign country and they became successful, they wanted to define their lines. So when they came back and built their own houses, there was no problem. And he was like, no, you know, we're cousins and we're living together and nothing will happen. Bull crap. In Jamaica, you bury your people in the yard. You're able to bury your relatives in the yard. And we did that. And each one of them, as they died, my grandfather and such died, and my great-grand-aunt and such, and you know, it was fine with them. But the kids, the same kids that were my age, and I said that at 8 years old, why are they doing this? You know, we are all together. It became a big fight. Even with the graves in the yard, there were some of them that wanted to sell the land with the dead body on. And I'm giving my subscribers an earful right now, and I'm about to impose it. Yeah. So that's how much we're changing. So he's saying that there's a crew of these guys here that constantly go around and check the level of this building, and as it goes up, it's looking magnificent. And you know that I'm always blabbing and running my mouth, but yeah, you got this is a far cry from the first level, the first surveyor's level.
Oh yeah.
That I encountered. Because there's people who make like ask constant question of how the pyramids were built and how such precision was maintained in that building. And from experience of when my grandfather had his property line defined, say about 1974, and that equipment that they used to do that, to this equipment that this gentleman is using, I will tell you, I know that human ingenuity and those water levels and those plumb bobs are capable of attaining the precision that is the pyramids. No one came from anywhere and gave us any technology. We as human beings has the ingenuity. So today when I see people, the world in chaos, you know, it just take a level and a plumb bob to put it together. Yes, the plumb bob would hang from the middle here, and it would maintain a line just like the legs. You see the precision of those lines, those points. That's how the plumb bob would maintain in the middle, and you would get your reading from wherever, you know. Even this line, if you look at that sidewalk line, that's attained by a plumb bob.
Cross?
Yeah.
Crossing, that's what you would set up all.
Yeah, see? Yeah, there you go. That's your 0 point. That's your 0 point.
70. We got it marked right there for northing and easting, so it's 70 by 68.
Yeah, okay. And so there is no alien coming from anywhere. We are the greatest mind in this universe. Until we get on the other side of the black hole. And how do we get to that point? Because it seems like society is in a black hole today. We're mystifying ourselves with things we have already defined, you know? And thank you, sir. And it's looking great, looking great. These guys are gonna work all through the winter?
Oh yeah.
Yep, working through the winter. No, between 1974 until now, when I encountered that Severe's main tool, you know, there have been innovations, but there is not a plumb bob hanging from it, a pendulum. And he's telling me, millimeter or centimeters off from his reading yesterday can be detected. I thought you stopped them. I don't know. The best channel, subscribe. Turn your notification on? No. Or yes. Like or dislike. You gotta be a retard. If you don't know how they built the pyramid, I am the king of the land. You shall go out and build me a triangle. I want the best craftsmen of the land. Those who have been in the temple of angles for all these hundreds of years, bring me your finding, your latest drawings, and produce my resting place. And when you're done, you shall build a simple boat and Hi, sir. Hello. And my shaggy dog that thou cannot see his eyes, if thee shall show fear, he shall know, 'cause you will not know where his eyes aglow. Build my pyramid, build ye a boat of thy relatives, and send them to lands far and near. Tell them all that We are fair. Hey, I don't know. I'm not Shakespeare. What? I need you guys' subscription, you know. Make sure if you're watching this crazy video, or maybe it's too crazy, you know, me reciting things that haven't been written before. You know, inspired by precision, by preservation. So in order for me to continue to preserve this history for you guys and for your children to come, as my grandfather started me off, subscribe and turn your notification on. And write me, tell me what you want to see. When this project go high enough, I won't be able to do this. I'll only be able to hear sounds like that. As you got a truck crane moving around a couple of the container bins. In the yard. So by you liking and disliking, you tell me what I need to do or what I should do or what I should consider. You know? Choices. We have choices. No matter the shape of the building or the shape of the person. As long as we do things with in a confident manner. You know, a woman's sex appeal is not defined by her size, but by her confidence. Looks plumb and level to me. Next to this hopefully it doesn't take you that long to get out of the way of the emergency vehicle. So we gotta give thanks to those surveyors, those emergency workers, and we got even some more emergency workers.
Your blood pressure is really, really low. That I know, but I really do want to go home. And I do have my primary care physician. I can get a roll if I don't feel well. I don't need to pay off.
Yeah. See? We give thanks for a lot of things, like our aqueduct that brings us some of the freshest water in these here United States. And Mr. Cornelius Vanderbilt, the visionary who foresaw a need for a centralized terminal
That's my like thing.
after the advent of electricity. So we give thanks to those people and stop being mystified about what's on the other side of space and start feeding our poor and homeless, hungry, and needy. Stop giving all our mentally disturbed people so many pills that by the end of the day, no, forget about the end of the week, but the end of the day, they have more problems than they started out. Now you say, how can that be? Oh, come on. There are better remedies, but I'm going off kilter here as we stay and look at this level building. Huh? Now, no space alien brought that technology, so you can't tell me that is that constantly taking the air in here? And if what are you looking for? Like CO2s or something like that?
I got a disclosure agreement, so I don't talk about
Okay. The word disclosure covers everything. No, he hasn't. There is a monitor there, and you'll see them all around in buildings that monitor air and stuff. But he can't say anything because there's a disclosure agreement between who I don't know. But we're not on the level where we have to wear masks and stuff like that. And what exactly he's looking for, that's another thing for you people to find out. You know, I like the shapes of things, building and such. But if I come across something, I'll bring up the question. So we were talking about medication. Are we using medication because our air is not quite clean? Or are we using certain medication because our foods have too much fertilizers in them? Or whatever. But there seems to be a lot of disturbing incidents going on with us human beings. And everyone wants to take a pill. But, oh, that looks level. Sorry about that. Oh, that looks level. And that looks square. Well, it looks triangular. Look like it could amount to a pyramid. And I'm just joshing with you guys as we walk out here into traffic on the other side of Mr. Cornelius Vanderbilt's vision. Beautiful Grand Central here. So, yeah, we got Verizon over there. So that's the type of technology. Please stop wondering what's outer space and support taking care of the less fortunate in America. And you say, why not the world? We were the provider of care to the world 20 or 30 years ago on a vast level, on a level that was appreciated from the president down to the man who does the tilling out in the field. Now, today, we are so busy with so many nonsense because the way to operate and the way to safeguard our progression as human beings has already been defined, but we keep asking the same stupid questions instead of combating the scourge and disease that rots our society. Yeah, well,